It's January 1960, and you're in a car speeding through the French countryside, heading back to Paris after the holidays. You'd already bought a train ticket. Last minute, you decide to ride with your publisher instead. The car wraps around a tree at high speed. You die instantly. You're 46. In your coat pocket, they find an unused train ticket. The universe, it turns out, has a sense of humor exactly as bleak as yours. Welcome to the mind of Albert Camus, the man who stared straight into a meaningless universe and decided to laugh, love, and rebel anyway. Rewind to 1913. You're born in French Algeria, dirt poor, in a 2-room apartment with your mother, grandmother, and uncle. Your father dies in World War I before you turn 1. You never meet him. Your only inheritance is a shrapnel fragment kept in a jar. Your mother is partially deaf, barely literate, and works as a cleaning woman. She rarely speaks more than a few words a day. Silence is basically your home language. You grow up poor enough that you don't own shoes half the year, but Algeria gives you sun, sea, soccer, and books. You'll never stop loving any of the 4. A teacher named Louis Germain notices you're sharp and fights to get you a scholarship to a real school. Without him, you're cleaning houses too. Instead, you're about to become one of the great minds of the century. Then, at 17, you cough up blood, tuberculosis. It nearly kills you and permanently wrecks your lungs. The disease ends your dream of playing professional soccer. You were a promising goalkeeper and marks you for life as someone who could die at any moment. You'll carry that fact everywhere, not as despair, weirdly, as clarity. If death is certain and could come any day, what actually matters right now? You study philosophy at the University of Algiers, join the Communist Party for a hot minute, then get kicked out for being too independent-minded. Shocking for you. You marry young. It falls apart fast. Infidelity on both sides, plus her drug addiction. You swear off marriage as an institution. You'll marry again anyway, years later. Consistency was never really your thing. You start working as a journalist, and you're good at it, writing about poverty, injustice, colonial abuses in Algeria that most French papers won't touch. World War II arrives. You move to Paris, join the French resistance, and edit an underground newspaper called Combat under Nazi occupation. Genuinely dangerous work, genuinely brave. Somewhere in the middle of all this, war, disease, poverty, occupation, you're also quietly writing the book that will make you famous. The Stranger. A man named Miracle kills someone on a beach for almost no reason, feels almost nothing at his own mother's funeral, and gets condemned less for the murder than for failing to perform grief correctly. Critics don't know what to do with it. It's flat, cold, deadpan, and it's electric. You've just given the modern world its most famous portrait of alienation. Then comes the myth of Sisyphus. You open with the only philosophical question that actually matters. In your view, should I kill myself? Yes or no? Your answer is no. But not because life has some hidden meaning waiting to be discovered. There isn't one. The universe is indifferent. It will never answer you. You call that gap between our hunger for meaning and the universe's silence the absurd. Most philosophers before you tried to paper over that gap with religion or grand systems. You refuse both. Your solution? Imagine Sisyphus, condemned by the gods to push a boulder up a hill forever. Pointless labor, repeated eternally. Sounds like hell. You end the essay with one of the most quietly radical lines in modern philosophy. One must imagine Sisyphus happy, not resigned. Happy. The rock is his. The struggle itself, fully owned, is enough. You've just built an entire philosophy out of stubborn joy in the face of nothing. Fame hits hard and fast. You become friends with Jean-Paul Sartre, the reigning king of French intellectual life. You drink together, argue together, write together. But you and Sartre split violently over communism. He defends Soviet atrocities in the name of the cause. You refuse. You think no ideology justifies mass murder, ever. The breakup plays out in public, in essays, in the newspapers. French intellectuals pick sides. You lose a lot of former friends. You don't back down. You keep writing. The Plague, an allegory about a town under quarantine that's really about resisting fascism, injustice, and eventually just despair itself. In 1957, at just 44, you win the Nobel Prize in Literature, one of the youngest recipients ever. You're stunned. You almost don't believe it's real. In your acceptance speech, you say art can't be separate from the suffering of ordinary people. Writers owe something to the world, not just to themselves. 3 years later, you're dead in a wrecked car with an unused train ticket in your pocket. The absurd, it turns out, doesn't care who wrote the book about it. Here's the thing that makes your death almost unbearably on brand. You spent your whole career insisting the universe hands out no explanations, no cosmic justice, no reasons, and then you died for literally no reason at all. A last-minute decision, a tree, nothing more. Decades later, your books are still everywhere, required reading, protest slogans, quoted by people staring down their own personal absurd moments. Because the question you ask never expires. The universe still won't answer you. It never will. So here's what Camus leaves you standing there holding. The boulder's still going to roll back down. That was never up for negotiation. The only real choice you get is how you walk back down the hill to push it again.